Vietnamese, Seattle.
Okay.
Seattle.
Okay.
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 Seattle, are you ready to start the Dhamma talk?
Okay. I'm ready now.
Okay. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Vietnamese, Seattle, and good evening, everyone. Good morning for everyone in the East Hemisphere. Welcome to the 7-day plus 14-day Samatha-Vipassanā Meditation Retreat conducted by Sarah U. Aganya and Sarah U. Kovida. Today, Sarah U. Kovida will continue with the Dhamma talk on Bojjhanga Sutta Part 15. May we now respectfully invite Sarah to start today's Dhamma talk, and may we invite both interpreter Bande to start the translation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Here we will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. So we can continue the recollection of Upasana. Actually, it's the quality of Nibbana. There are many informations about Nibbana. So Nibbana is only for noble person. Noble person can realize and experience by their own path of fruition knowledge. For ordinary people, it's not that easy to understand Nibbana. So there are many questions about Nibbana. Whenever people ask me something about Nibbana, mostly I avoid the answer. Because people can misunderstand Nibbana, right? That's why I don't answer. But when we are going to do recollection of Upasana, this means we have to know the quality of Nibbana. And in today's topic, we just talk about the quality mentioned in Anguttara Nikaya. If we go and find in many other suttas or many other Nikayas, we can find many other information also. There are many different usage or synonym of Nibbana. All of them are, sometimes some of them are a little similar, some of them are totally different. For example, we may have the Pali words amata, deathless. Deathless means there's no death in Nibbana. Of course, if we are not born, we will not die. Even in the very beginning of Bojjhanga Sutta, we have already mentioned Ajati Majara Bhayati Amatan Nibayang Gata. We have this kind of statements. Ajati, no rebirth. So we don't have defilements, we don't have karma, we don't have vipaka. So after eradicating or uprooting defilements without remainder, we may not make new karmas. Then there will not be new results of karma. That reason is called ajati, no more rebirth. Ajati majara vyadi, ajara means no aging. Avyadi, no more sickness. Amadan, deathless. Nibayam, that means no danger. That means safe and secure place. So all in the very beginning of Bojjhanga Sutta, we have already talked about some quality of Nibbana. So now we are going to do recollection of Upasana, recollection of peace, or recollection of Nibbana. We must know again. Who can do recollection of Upasana? Of course, no person can do very easily because they have attained Nibbana. For ordinary people, we have some exceptions. One who respectfully listens to the discourse on Nibbana, or whose mind always inclines to Nibbana, can practice this recollection. So if we have already listened to the discourse on Nibbana, actually there are many collections of explanation. Even in Myanmar, we have one Sayadaw. He combined many information about Nibbana, around maybe 700 pages. So it's very big volume. Then he also keep all the source reference from different part of Tipitakas. In our modern society, although we don't have enough opportunity to listen to the discourse on Nibbana, if we have read some quality of Nibbana, it's also possible to do it. This is the one thing. Now, this is whose mind always inclined to Nibbana? The Vipassana practitioners. Their minds were inclined to Nibbana. Some of the meditators, when their inside knowledge become very mature, very powerful, their minds were inclined to Nibbana. Then this kind of meditator also can practice the recollection of Upasama. So this is just for ordinary people, those who have never attained any path and fruition knowledge, or who has never experienced anything about Nibbana. So these are special practitioners, not for all the meditators. I have to review previous one. In this Bojjhanga Sutta, many of chapters are not for beginners, but some chapters are for beginners. So as we can learn the same information in Samatha-Vipassanā Sutta, and it is a commentary. Then they mention the Nivarana Papa, the chapter of hindrances, and Bojjhanga Papa, the chapter of enlightenment factors. These two are not for beginners in Dhammanupassana. But anyway, if you have a knowledge about Nibbana, you can also do recollection of Upasama according to this practice today. Okay, now here we have the quality of Nibbana. Mata Nimadana, to overpower the pride. They are Matami, pride. One more thing here. Sometimes we also translate like a Matami, like infatuation. Anyway, if we say Mata, this also can consider as a kind of craziness. So when we have mana, we become crazy, like crazy people. That is why if we can overcome mana, this is also the power of Nibbana. Then here we have many different types of mana. The first one is superior mana. If we think that I'm better than you, when we have this kind of mindset, this is called superior mana. We also have equal mana. We are the same. We always think that we are the same. When we have this kind of mindset, this is also called mana. And we also have inferior mana. Suppose I'm not successful, then I may not, right? I will not respect anybody. Okay, I'm poor. Okay, I'm fake. Who cares? For example, we have this kind of mindset. So mostly people think people understand. So when we think that we are superior, is a mana. Actually, when we feel that we are inferior, this is also mana. In the case of mana, there must be competition. We may compete with other. Now, also another thing is our mind not very flexible. very gross. Now we have one simile talking about mana. When somebody has very strong mana, he's like a snake swallowing an iron bar. You can imagine iron bar is a very hard material, right? The snake swallow. Then you can imagine whenever snakes are going somewhere, they must turn their body. Like they're like a winding, right? They must wind their body and they must move. After swallowing iron bar, cannot move anymore. Similarly, if we have mana, we cannot improve anymore. This is it. A snake swallowing iron bar. So here in this case, mata nimatana. Nimatana means overpowered, the pride. I think I've already talked about it before when we talk about Mara's armies. And also in the case of mana, we have some mana, we accept the truth. Although we have very strong mana, pride or arrogance or stubborn, then we may accept the truth. In this case, this kind of mana is acceptable mana, flexible mana. Sometimes we are so arrogant that we don't accept the truth. This is an unacceptable mana. That means unallowable mana also, we can say. The main thing is, if we have mana, then it will be for declinations or our improvement. But now, madani madana, let me overpower the pride. When we attain nibbana, then we don't have very gross mana. We may have subtle mana, maybe. Up to anagami, before attaining anagami, we may have mana pride. Sorry, even anagami has mana. When we attain arhatship, no more mana, no more pride, no more arrogance, no more stubborn. That is why Madana is also one of the quality of Nibbana. We can also understand like this. Okay, another one is Vipassavinaya, the ceasing of thirst for sensual pleasure. Thirst, Vipassa, thirst, thirsty, right? So when we are thirsty, we will look for it. When we are thirsty, now we will look for the water all the time. We want to drink something. So similarly, our mind is looking for sensual pleasure all the time. This is called vipassa. Vinaya means cessation or ceasing. So in Nibbana, there's no more attachment or no more longing for sensual pleasure. This is also called the quality of Nibbana. 3. Alaya Samukhada, removing attachment to sensual pleasure. Here, when we talk about alaya, this is also a kind of attachment. So sometimes people also misunderstand many things about Nibbana. Okay, we also have many funny stories about Nibbana. Right? So, for example, the one because talking about Nibbana, he lists out many quality of Nibbana. The one lady asks, but is there any market in Nibbana? And when the people say, no, there's no market in Nibbana, like she said, I don't wish to attain Nibbana because I like marketing. I like shopping. She has this kind of replies. So the main thing is, the main thing is if we have this kind of attachment to something or somebody, we cannot attain Nibbana. We cannot expect to attain Nibbana. Then, okay, another man, he say he likes smoking. And he also asked the bhikkhu, Bhante, can I smoke in Nibbana? They say, no, in Nibbana you cannot smoke. There's no smoke, no cigar, no namas, no rupas, right? We cannot smoke anymore. Then he said, I don't want to attain Nibbana because I like smoking. So then alayami, we have many attachments to many different things. Yeah, although we say sensual pleasure, there are many other things we have attachments. We may have attachment to our life. We may have attachment to many materials. And we also have attachment to many other things, living things or non-living things. So if we have attachment to any of these properties or these materials, we cannot attain Nibbana. So one more thing, when we don't have any attachment to sensual pleasure, we can also recall peacefulness or Nibbana. In reality, when we have attachments, we have to suffer for it. Right? Not only that, actually, there are many although we just talk about alaya, actually there are many other things. Then after removing all these types of attachments, or mana or anything, then we can say we can take Nibbana. Then 4, Vatupacheda, to cut the round of rewards. So that means if we have a Tanha or Upadana or Avijja, these are called kilesa, defilements. If we have defilements, we may produce many karma. Then if we have karma, there will be rebirths. In the case of Nibbana, then, for example, Arhat can cut all types of defilements, no more ignorance, no more craving, no more clinging, no more other defilements. At the same time, he may not do any new karmas. Not only that, as a result, there's no karma, there's no rebirth. Vatupacheda. In Nibbana, we can cut the round of rebirth totally. The 5, Dhanakaya, destructions of craving. Here we just say very simple thing, destructions of craving. Okay, in this kind of case, sometimes when we can attain jhana or when we have very strong concentrations, we may not have any attachment to anything. Temporarily, we can subside the defilements. We can also experience peacefulness at the time. We can also recall that kind of experiences. Dhanakaya, distractions of craving. Although here we say very simple thing, distractions of craving, there can be many other defilements. For example, distractions of anger. Okay, we don't have this kind of practice in our tradition, right? But anyway, I also remember one theory after reading this one. You may remember when I talk about Buddhanosity, Buddha's quality, I also state one special word according to traditional saying, like mostly come from Abyssinia, right? Then they say, when I am greedy, I remember the Buddha who does not have greed. When I get angry, I remember the Buddha who does not get angry, who does not have anger. Let me, we just recall Buddha's quality like that. Similarly, now we can also do, right? When I am greedy, I want to attain Nibbana where there is no greed, right? When our mind really inclined to Nibbana, sure, we may have this kind of mindset. When I get angry, then I want to attain Nibbana where there is no anger. When I have a lot of delusion, then I want to attain Nibbana where there is no more delusion. You can also imagine all other defilements, such as doubt, pride, restlessness, also sloth and torpor, the wrong view. There are many defilements. So in the case of Nibbana, when we attain Nibbana, the distractions are all types of defilements. But here, we just say Dhanakaya, because Dhanā is leading factors. For example, Kamachanda, sensual desire, can be eradicated by Anagami path knowledge. So that means until we attain ridership, we have other defilements. Bhavadana, attachment to life. So Anagami also have attachment to the light and the life. That's why they have to be reborn in the samsara. They may be reborn in the Brahma worlds. So that is why when we talk about Dhanakaya, that means ridership actually. When we attain ridership, no more craving. Then again, viraga, detachment. So that means when we have very strong concentration also, when we have detachment, but it will be a little bit weaker than Nibbana, right? But anyway, when we don't have attachments, then we can say detachment, viraga. It can be just substitution. For example, Dhanakaya or viraga, right? That's just substitution. Substitution means when we have Dhanna, craving, we may substitute another object, like for example, meditation subject or Vipassana, for Dhanna or dosa or anything. Then this is just substitution. We can also feel peace. But in the case of real viraga, it's also attaining Nibbana. No more attachments. Also similar to craving. But different Pali words, right? Okay, one more thing here. Raga also means stains. For example, if our clothes stain white, or black ink, or blue ink, then we may say, oh, my clothes stain blue, my robes, my clothes stain black, yellow, any color, right? The stains. This is also called raga. So that means when we have attachment to something, our mind is staying with something, not very pure. Originally, the mind is pure. Now, one stain, blue or black or something, right? That means we have attachment to something. Then mind is impure. In the case of Nibbana, it's totally pure, no stains. The next one is Nirodha, cessation. So we have already talked about cessation many times. If we list out all the cessation, it will be endless, right? For example, we may have 52 mental fetters. If we list out one by one, for example, phassa, contact. There's no phassa, no contact in Nibbana. Vedana, feeling. There's no feeling in Nibbana. So feeling also can divide into 5. For example, we may have bodily pleasure. Those are mental pleasure, both, right? And among the bodily pleasure or displeasure, we can say sukha and dukkha. This come from body. Now, for about mental, we have happiness, unhappiness, and equanimity. All are called vedana. The no vedana, no feeling. Perceptions. Perception is like a marking good and bad. So we may remember this is the good, this is the bad. So when we have this kind of marking, this is called perception. In Nibbana, no perception. The Chetana, volition, is like a reinforcing other associated mental fetters to work properly, supporting all other mental fetters to work their duties or to function to perform their functions properly. In this kind of case, we can also say tirana, volition. No tirana in Nibbana. Because of the cessations of tirana. Simply ekakata one-pointedness, no more one-pointedness, cessation of one-pointedness. Then manasikara, attention. In Nibbana, no attention. Everything disappear, cessation. So for about unwholesome mental factors also, for example, delusions, moral shameless, moral fearless, and also restlessness, greed, wrong view, pride, cessations of all types of negative mental factors, unwholesome mental factors. Among the wholesome also, no faith, no mindfulness, right? No moral shame, no moral shame, no moral fear, no greed, no hatred, no more ever evenness, and so forth. Okay, one more thing here. When we say Nirodha, I should remind you one sutta, the simile of rut. When somebody is going to cross a floody river, he's not very safe in this area, in this site, he will cross over another side of the river. Then he look around in the river bank. Then he found many material, wood, bamboo, and many material. He combined together. He made a rut. And he crossed over the river. And he arrived at a secure place. Then he may not think, oh, this rut is very beneficial for me. That is very useful for me. Maybe we can say to people is a gratitude and should carry wherever I go. After crossing the river, he will not bring the rut. He was safe already. Similarly, the Buddha taught his disciple to give up wrong things. Not only that, to give up good things also. It's like a rut. Before attaining Nibbana, we must be good. After attaining Nibbana, it's naturally good. We don't need to bring the quality. Just leave behind everything. So that means when we enter pre-Nibbana, we cannot bring good and bad both. It's cessation, totally cessation. Right? So for example, now we have to fulfill parami. We have to bring good things to future lives. When we can attain Nibbana or when we can enter pre-Nibbana as Arhat, we don't need to bring good and bad both. We must leave everything behind. That means cessation. Good and bad, all of them cease in Nibbana. Another thing is the Pali was already mentioned, Nibbana. If we translate according to grammar, Ni and Wana, two Pali words. Ni means no. Wana means craving or lust. I mean, no lust. That's why here we translate as a free from lust. So Wana also can translate as a tanha, craving. We have kama tanha, attachment to sensual pleasure. Bhava tanha, attachment to life. Vibhava tanha, attachment to non-existence. These are called tanha. So in the case of bhava tanha, that means this is the eternal view or eternalism. Vibhava tanha means annihilation view or annihilation. So that means we are free from craving and a wrong view. This is called Nibbana. Actually, all of them are similar meaning, but different angles. So as we experience Nibbana, we can also recall the quality of Nibbana. That means Upasamasati. If we can do well, we can attain up to asset concentration. So by practicing this method, we can attain jhana, because it's very deep and very profound. Whenever we have to recall something profound, something similar to ultimate reality, we cannot attain any jhana. We just attain up to asset concentration. So up to now, we have already listed out many recollections for enlightenment factor of joy. By recollecting any of these recollections, we can feel happiness. We can also feel rapture, tranquility, happiness. Then we can also attain asset concentration. So I don't know which one is suitable for you. For example, Jaganosati. Everybody has done charity. Everybody has offered many things to many different receivers. Which kind of jhana make you happy? Then you can choose any of jhana like this. You can also do Jaganosati. The same jhana also can apply for Deva, divine quality, Devadanosati. Similarly, for about Sila, you may have been to the monastery, undertaken every service, maybe 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or something like that. You can recall the purity of morality. So every self, for example, you may undertake every self, then you also observe very well. For 1 day, no more breaking, you can recall this kind of quality. This is also called Silanosati. Then the same Silanosati can be applied for Devadanosati. The Devas have this kind of morality. That's when they were born in the Devarans. Devas as a witness. Only this thing will be different. Now, for about recollection of Upasama, Nibbana, it's totally different. We must have knowledge about Nibbana. This is one thing, because we have mentioned listening to discourse on Nibbana. That means we must have knowledge about Nibbana. If we have knowledge about Nibbana, we can also imagine, right? We can also guess how peaceful Nibbana will be. This is also peacefulness of Nibbana. That's why we call, sometimes we translate recollection of peace. So let me, for example, now, Madani Madana, we can overpower pride. That means no more mana, no more pride, no more stubborn, no more arrogance. It's also peaceful. So if we try to recall all these aids, then they are just peacefulness of Nibbana. We can recall if we have knowledge. This is one thing. Another thing is practice. When our mind inclined to Nibbana, then we can also experience. This is also called recollection of Upasama, right? So when we talk about Nirodha, we also have Upada Nirodha, Anupada Nirodha, cessation. With inside knowledge, we can also experience Anupada Nirodha. In the future, but when we do some future lives, for example, then in the future, there's a no more Namarupas, cessations of Namarupas. That we can also experience the one. We can say this is also Anupada Nirodha by inside knowledge. Now we can also do recollection of Upasama. So the main thing is, it should be for knowledgeable persons. It should be for Vipassana practitioners. If we have, when our mind inclined to Nibbana frequently, it's possible. Okay, so this is it, the last part of recollection. So 11 things lead to enlightenment factor or joy. We have already talked about all the things today, all the recollections. 1, Buddhanosati, recollection of the Buddha. 2, Dhammanosati, recollection of the Dhamma. 3, recollection the Sanghanosati, recollection of the Sangha. 4, Silanosati, recollection of morality. The 5, Jaganosati, recollection of charity. 6, Devadanosati, recollection of divine beings. Then 7, Upasammasati, regulation of peace, the regulation of Nibbana. This is today we have already finished. Then 8, Luka Pugala Parivajanata, avoiding of bad people. Okay, that means, what's really called avoiding of bad people? In this case, for example, when they see elderly people, they don't know how to respect. This is the one thing. Then when they see virtuous people, they don't know how to respect. This is also one of the things. The main thing is not respecting. If you don't respect elderly people or virtuous people, or he may not respect to the Dharma, he may not respect to any quality of any quality of people. This is called Luka Pugala Privachana. This is the bad behavior. So another thing is like very easy to insult other people, right? That means very easy to criticize other people, then without understanding properly. This is called Luka Pugala Privachana. When we see this kind of people, we cannot feel happy. That's why we should avoid. This is the one thing. Then not only that, if we have to listen to them also, we may encounter many difficulties. We may not feel happy. That's why we have to avoid this kind of people. That means don't listen to them, then don't associate with them, or don't emulate them. If we emulate, we cannot feel happy. The Sinita Pukala Sivanata, associating with good people. So when we say associating with good people, this means the one who know how to respect. So we can emulate many different ways. Okay, for example, we may go to the pagoda. Then there are some people they respect very well. They show very well respect. We can emulate that. Then similarly, we may go to monastery. We may listen Dhamma talk. And some of them are listening very respectfully. They try to understand very deeply. And we should discuss with them. We should also emulate their behavior and the way they practice. This is called Sinita Bugala. Then, similarly, they also know how to respect other people. But the main thing is, they may respect virtuous people. And we must learn how they respect, how is it in their minds. We can discuss the way they practice. We can also emulate the way they practice. Not only that, then they may also respect many other things, many other value. So that means we have many different quality of human beings. Okay, if we say easier way, we can learn all the positive metaphysics. We can say wholesome metaphysics. According to Vedanta Sangha, we can say beautiful metaphysics. For example, Saddha, confidence. They may have very strong confidence. They may have very strong belief in Buddha teaching, 3 trainings. Also, the benefit of 3 trainings. So when they have this kind of saddha, we should also emulate sati mindfulness. This is also good quality. They're trying to have mindfulness everywhere. They are with meditation structure all the time. This is also good things. So we must respect the value of mindfulness, moral shame, and moral fear. Without these 2, we cannot be moral. We cannot protect our community. We cannot protect our world system. So moral shame and moral fear are also good quality. We must respect. for its quality or its value. Then similarly, we have non-greed charity. Non-greed means we don't have attachment to anything, anybody. We can also say sometimes generosity. Adosa, non-hatred. We can also say metta or kindness. These are good quality, valuable mindset. Then when we have this kind of valuable mental qualities, we must know how to respect it, how to protect it. Then Siddha Buddha means they know how to protect these kind of good qualities. So as you have already known, tranquility. When you're meditating, you may experience tranquility, right? It's very calm, very peaceful. It's also really very valuable. So if we know how to respect or how to protect all these kind of things, we can say the Siddha Buddha. We can associate with them. We can communicate with them. We can emulate them. It will be easier for our improvement. This is also called importance for the enlightenment factor or joy. So that means if we summarize these two, Luka Bugala and Siddha Bugala, this is the kind of our empowerment. So as ordinary people, especially for lay person, you have to live in your community. Not all of them are good. They have different behavior, different attitudes, different mindset, different value. Then sometimes you may have difficulty to avoid bad people. They may have bad behavior, bad temper, bad aptitudes. And also they don't know how to respect other people. They don't know how to respect other people's value. So when we have this kind of people, we're gonna feel any happiness, no joy. So if we have many people, right? Most of them are virtuous or they have good quality, good mindsets, good aptitudes. They also know how to respect other people. When we have many people like this around our community, then we can feel more joy, more happiness. So if you wish to feel happiness, you must find suitable place, suitable communication, right? Sometimes we have to associate bodily and bodily. We cannot associate with them mentally. If we associate with them mentally, then it will be very terrible, right? This is also important. Number 10. Pacharniya Suttanda Pachavakanata. So that means you may have your own recollection of sutta. By reading what kind of suttas, do you have very strong joy, right? Here you can say relation on the discourse on inspiring confidence. Pasaraniya. So Pasaraniya means actually make clean, clear. That means after reading some suttas, your mind become very pure. Like you have very strong confidence. You can also read any sutta like that. For example, in Samatha-Vipassanā, there are many sutta. It can make our mind calm and peaceful. Right? So some of them are really very, very useful. So I also know one thing. When I'm lazy, I remember one stanza in Samatha-Vipassanā. When I'm lazy, I also chant the sutta. No, not sutta. The only one stanza. Nayi dan sitila marapa nayi tan apena tamasa. I just use this one. No? That means to attain Nibbana, then if we have very loose or very weak effort, we cannot attain Nibbana. Right? So if we just exert very weak effort, put very little energy, we're going to attain Nibbana. And just record that one. Whenever I'm lazy, I record that stanza. Right? So the main thing is, there are many stanzas like that. Whenever we are lazy or we have something, to record the one. Then we have more energy, more confidence. This is the way, right? Actually, even in Dhammapada, there are many stanzas. If you understand the meaning, very deeply. Sure, you may have strong devotions. For example, everybody know Apamato, Amatam, Batam, Pamato, Machuno, Batam. This one, right? Apamato, negligence, is the way to death. Pamato, Machuno, Batam. Apamato, Amatam, Batam. The diligence or vigilance or heedfulness is the way to deathless. Negligence is the way to death. Okay, this is it, the one. Now, this is a very simple statement, right? Now, I will elaborate a little bit more. If we say apamata, we just say heedfulness or vigilance, or we can also say diligence. Sometimes we also say mindfulness. But when we go and study like Vibhanga, okay, this is the part I like about apamata. Whenever I talk about apamata, I remember some part from Vibhanga means the Abhidhamma Pitaka. Similar information also can be found in Sutta Pitaka, but I'm a little bit familiar with Vibhanga, that's why I just remember that part. So it mentioned many things about apamata. When we have this kind of thing, we have stronger confidence. Because the first time when I have read this part, my mind is a little bit clearer about apamata. Or apamata doesn't mean only mindfulness or heedfulness or only vigilance. It have many other meanings. But I will give some other example. I will not say all the information, right? One more thing, I will say a few of them. For example, we will say like another one is sattata, consistency. So that means if we are doing good things consistently, this is called apamata. Another thing is sakacha, respect. If we are doing good things respectfully, this is also called apamata. Then we have another one, anikita dura. Dura means burden. We can say responsibility. That means we don't give up our responsibility. We don't relinquish our responsibilities or our duties. Anikita dura. This is also called apamata. So in the case of Dhamma, right, we have Dhamma responsibility. For example, practicing. Now, anikita chanda. Chanda means desire. We can also say willingness. So we don't give up our willingness. Although we encounter many difficulties, we are willing to face to achieve what we want. For example, to attain Nibbana. This kind of thing can be considered as anikita chanda. So these are some definitions of apamata. Actually, it will be a long explanation about apamata, but these are the parts. So after reading this kind of things, I have very strong confidence with apamata. Also mind become very pure. Also very strong joys appear in this one. So anyway, the main thing is there are some parts when you read, you can feel a lot of joy. Just trying to recall that part. I don't know which part you like, right? I like the apamata, this part. That's why I just talk about my own experiences. So different people may have different types of happiness when reading different parts of Tipitaka. For ordinary people, for lay persons, then you may have Dhammavara stanza. Some of these Dhammavara stanzas are very deep and very profound. It makes your mind pure and bright. Then you can feel very strong happiness when reading this kind of stanza. Then you can also read Dhammavara story, Dhammavara stanzas. It will be easier for all the meditators here, right? For other sutta, some sutta are very long, very deep, very profound. For example, Samatha-Vipassanā Sutta. Very deep, very profound. Also, some parts are not that easy to understand. Sometimes you may get confused, right? That's why not that easy for all the people. Actually, if we can read Pali, then if some of them may be able to read Pali, right? If you can read Pali, go and read together with the commentaries. You can feel a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. Because you can learn many new things for your practice. Okay, now I should talk about my own experiences, right? When I learned something about hindrances chapter, Nibbana Papa, right? About chapter of hindrances. They are mentioned many different ways to overcome hindrances. Every single hindrances. For example, there are, okay, I want to just some example. We want to overcome sensual desire. Then there will be some special conditions. For example, Asava meditation. Everybody know this one, right? Learning Asava meditation, or we can also say practice Asava meditation. Then it will list out what to do. When we have anger, or we can say Bhavara, evil, also mention how to overcome evil. Many different steps, many different methods. Certainly, Chinamida, slow and trouble, doubt, skepticism, ignorance, resistance and remorse, and every single hindrances, they are the way to overcome. So we can find many different ways to overcome. It makes mind clearer. Okay, now Bojjhanga Papa, actually I just call all the information from Bojjhanga Papa, Samatha-Vipassanā Sutta. Actually, when we go and read Bojjhanga Sutta, not that much in detail. Maybe in Samudana Nikaya we have Bojjhanga Sutta, right? But now here, this one is from the Samatha-Vipassanā Sutta. I just have my own notes, that's why I call it all the things. The main thing is, when we study Bojjhanga Sutta also, there are many ways to develop Bojjhanga. Now you have already learned many parts, right? Only 2 more enlightenment fetters remaining. Samadhi and Upekkha, only 2 more remains. Right? Anyway, so the main thing is, Pasaraniya Sutta Bajjhakkanata means in your daily life you may have read many suttas, many stanzas, many stories. Which story made you happy? Which story made you stronger confidence? Make your confidence stronger. You can recall any part of suttas or any part of stories and stanzas you have read before. This is called Pasaraniya Sutta Bajjhakkanata. Dharati Mota Dharati. That means inclination towards joy. In this case, whatever posture, in whatever condition you have, your mind must incline to joy. Then you may feel more happiness. When walking, standing, sitting, lying down, and any other daily activities, any daily activities, when your mind can incline to joy, you may feel happiness. This is called Dharati Mota. So now we have already learned up to the Enlightenment Fetter of joints. There are 11 ways to improve or develop the Enlightenment Fetters of joy. Actually, there are many other ways you can feel joy and happiness. For example, when you're in your daily life, when you are meditating, you may also feel joy. Then when your mind inclined to that joy you experienced before, this is also possible. It will be included in Dharati Mota. And sometimes you may also have very many other ways to have joy. For example, like when you are offering something to the Buddha or something to the Sangha, and you may feel joy. We have to check which one makes you more joyful. For example, when we are offering flower to the Buddha, which one make you happier? For example, taking flower as objects or taking the Buddha as object. Very different objects. Similarly, offering foods, right? That means taking which one as object? The receiver as object or the donation as object. Which one make you happy? You can choose any of quality. For example, when your mind's inclined to donations, we can say Chaganosati. Now, when you pay attention to Buddha's, let me receiver, Buddhas, for example, you can go to Buddha Nosati. Similarly, receiver is a Sangha, Sangha Nosati. Anyway, so there are many different ways to improve all this quality according to your mindset, your conditions in your daily life. So when we can develop all these, one of these 11, now we can also improve our joy. This is also very useful enlightenment factors. Okay, now we have to combine enlightenment factors. So we have 3 enlightenment factors: Dhamma Vijaya, the enlightenment factor of investigation; Viriya, the enlightenment factor of efforts; Piti Sambojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of joy. Right? So these 3 can be developed when our mind is lazy or not very active. So I have to repeat 3 enlightenment factors because we have 3 other enlightenment factors remaining, right? So here we should say one more time: the enlightenment factor of investigation, the enlightenment factor of efforts, the enlightenment factor of joy. Right? We should develop these 3 when our minds are active, or maybe lazy or sluggish, a little bit dull. And this at the time we can develop one of these 3. So when we have very strong minds, very active minds, it also can be emotion. When we have very strong mind, very active mind, sometimes it's so active that it also can lead to restlessness. And when we have very much active, very much happiness, then we have to develop another 3. Here we have explained the other 3, right? For example, the enlightenment factor of tranquility, the enlightenment factor of concentration, the enlightenment factor of equanimities. So we have 3 different groups. Sorry, 2 groups, 3 different enlightenment factors in each groups. So according to the condition, we can choose different groups. In the group also, we can choose one of them. Then after that, we can also improve our meditation. So these are also instruments, right? Weapons to fight against Mara's armies, right? Also, all these things are also leading to enlightenment. That's why this is called enlightenment factors. Okay, today I will stop here. Then in Buddha teaching, there are many ways to improve our spiritual quality. Not only that, there are many ways to subside the hindrances, then negative factors. Then after learning, we can also use practically. All our knowledge must be useful for our practice. Learning for practicing. Practicing with knowledge. It will be more effective. Okay? May you all be able to practice the 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize final cessation and rest suffering.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Sayadaw. Thank you very much for your.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, Bhante, okay now. Okay. Thank you, Sarah, for your teaching. Sarah, shall we take question from the floor first?
Okay.
Please
Yes?
give permissions for local recording.
Local recording, okay. Is it okay now, Bhante? Okay.
Okay. We can
Sarah?
start, huh?
Okay. Okay, dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, if you have any question, please raise your hand. Any question from the student? Otherwise, we will take question from the chat group first. Okay. Okay. Wandami Seado, if I aspire to become a Dhamma protector Dewa, how should I accumulate my karma? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, as long as you are, you do that, you are practicing Dhamma respectfully, it will be okay, right? So that means we have Dhamma Garava, respect for the Dhamma, respect Dhamma for its quality. So if you know how to respect the Dhamma, it's good enough, right? Next one.
Question 2 is a Chinese question.
礼敬西阿多，我们修炼天水念，哪些天人会知道我们在念他们的功德吗？那些天人也会保护我们吗？沙杜沙杜沙杜。
Hello? Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, sure. Actually, in all the recollection, I didn't talk about the benefit of recollection or all the qualities, right? If we do recollection of Deva's quality, divine qualities, Deva will love us. We have this kind of benefits, right? We also learn in Visuddhimagga. Anyway, the main thing is, sure, if they love, they will protect. It's possible. Okay? The next one.
Okay. Question 3. Wandami Seado, please Seado advise 1. Isn't Dewa just receiving good result in Dewa rhyme? Is Dewa still have bad result? Where will be a rise? 2. Is it right one dana offering just give one attention result? How to understanding it? When recall the chaga, what the result arise?
Okay, for example, in the Deva rhymes, they are enjoying only good things, good result of kusala karma. That's why there will be very limited bad results, maybe, right? For example, they make it angry when seeing other people is better than their life, for example, right? They may have jealousy. This kind of mind also can arise. Okay, the main thing is in the Deva realms, they cannot experience many bad results, but after passing away, they can be even in the human realms or in the hell, then they may experience many bad results. Okay? As we have already known, in the hell, they cannot enjoy any good results, only bad results all the time, right? Another thing is like one dana offering just give one intention result. I'm not quite clear with this one also, right? How to understand it? Okay, one more thing. Okay, I think the question is only one result maybe, right? This one. Okay, one more thing. When we record diagnostic, then we are accumulating good things. I will give one example. You have a small candlelight. You lit, there's a flame in it, right? You may use another candlelight to lit from previous candlelight. It becomes 2. It becomes brighter. Okay, the third candlelight lit from the first one. It becomes 3. It becomes brighter. So fourth candlelight lit from the first one, then become 4, become brighter. Similarly, when we are going to recall Jaganosity or Silanosity, then we are multiplying Jaga, multiplying wholesome deeds, wholesome minds, like a multiplying many candlelights. And that's why, in this case, it will make your mind pure. That's why we can say attaining as a concentration, right? This one.
The next question is a Vietnamese question.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, sure. Is it correct? Then this one.
Question 5. On the Misiado, inferior mana is due to low confidence. How to check oneself and how to overcome such kind of mana? What is subtle mana? One teacher mentioned that yogi with inferior mana is most difficult to teach them. Is it true? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sure. Sometimes we have this kind of problem also, sure. Actually, when we have this kind of mana, you must recall how many times have you been successful, in how many cases. Okay? Okay, I will give one example. Some yogi come to Myanmar. Okay, I will give one example from Malaysia. Okay, some Malaysian yogi, when they come to Pao, then they also say, "Oh, I don't think I don't have enough barami to attain jhana." When they say it like this, I also talk to them. Okay, so how many classmates do you have from the kindergarten to the university? Among them, how many of them are Buddhists? They may have many classmates, right? So they may have many other friends in the university also, from kindergarten to university, many friends, many classmates. Among them, there will be very limited Buddhists, right? Malaysia is an Islamic country. Another thing is, among the Buddhists, okay, how many of your classmates, your friends, meditate? Then, okay, some of them are Sayali, some of them are Bhikkhu, for example, right? Okay, then I will ask, how many of your friends are ordained? It's very limited. So among the classmates, sometimes only one is ordained. Only one, he or she is only one who ordained. Right? This is also possible. That is why, in the case of inferior mana, we can also say we must have confidence with our parami. If we don't have parami, your mind will not incline to meditate. There are many enjoyable things in this modern society, right? That's why believe you are karma, believe you are parami. That's why whenever somebody has this kind of reports, I just talk to them. Without parami, your mind will not incline to come to Paudroya, right? They have to eat vegetarian foods, also not that good quality like in their country. This is another thing. Another thing is like Myanmar people also like oily foods. Although we say don't add too much wine, the kitchen team, they still add many. Right? Similarly, we like also salty foods. Although we remind them not to add many salt, they still add it. Anyway, the main thing is different culture, different foods, different environments, but when they come to power, when they are inclined to meditate, this is very clear, right? They have barami, That's why we can say they are more inclined to meditate. This is their parami already, right? So sometimes, sure, if they have inferior minds, they are not that much eager to meditate, then we have to motivate by explaining their quality, right? It will be easier. Okay, next one. Next one.
On the Misiado, if a meditator is able to see his future life attaining Nibbana, can he then practice the recollection of peace? Or the person must be a noble person, then he can practice this recollection, as worldling will not be able to imagine the Nibbana peace. Sadhu, sadhu,
Okay. So that means after seeing the future, like attaining Nibbana, we call Anupada Nirodha, right? When somebody can experience Anupada Nirodha with their inside knowledge, that we can also say they can also do recollection of peace. Sure. Next one.
Okay. Question 7. Sayadaw, there are two parts. Part 1. Dear Sayadaw, many people choose to become vegetarians out of compassion for sentient beings in the historic text. The Buddha did not strictly forbid the consumption of meats, but the Buddha allowed his monk to eat meat under certain conditions. Would dietary choices affect one's mind and his meditation progress during a retreat? Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, in this case, for about the meat, we must confirm, right? We must make sure how do they arrange. Sometimes, for example, the Kabiya are not very smart. They may arrange many different ways. They may order the meat, for example, right? In this kind of case, we may have doubt about the practice, doubt about our morality, that it will affect our practice. So, okay, if we are going to eat meat, we must make sure it will be better for our improvement. Otherwise, it will become an obstacle. Okay. Next one.
Second part. Also, Sayadaw, here at the retreat Bodhi Monastery, the chef and organizer are very kind to have this retreat for us, but due to the lack of protein, only green veggies, some of us are getting very pale, almost pass out, and it's affecting our meditation practice tremendously. The body gets weaker, and some reports that their body so weak the Nibbana could not be able to stay. Perhaps the nutritional value has not met its standard for such long retreat like this. Some of us are not used to strict veggies diet this way, only veggies and sour soup and food. Please kindly advise what better way to help us succeed in this retreat. We are grateful for your kindness and organization at Bodhi Temple. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
In this kind of case, we also have some supplements, right? You can also do some supplements. It will be better for you. So in powder also, actually, we also take some supplements. Okay, for example, spirulina, right? This is a protein, right? So we can also take this kind of medicine. There are many other medicine actually, the supplement we can take. It will be easier. If you have, when your body become very weak, sure, you cannot maintain your nimitta. This is also normal. Another thing is you may feel very tired or very much pain very easily. Then this means you have body is weak. Okay. Anyway, so I can advise only one thing. You can take some supplements. It will be easier for you, right? Next one.
Wandami Sayadaw, Part 1. Please Sayadaw advise about this sentence mean. Sabbe Dhamma Anatta. 2. When do dana attention to Nibbana, will be this dana can give result for welfare and happiness in life when before attain Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, sure. So now number 1, Sabbe Dhamma Anatta, right? So that means all the Dhammas are Anatta. And I mean known selves. For example, Nibbana. Even Nibbana is not our belonging. It's not under our control, right? When we say anicca, dukkha, anatta, the word I use sabbe sankhara, anicca, sabbe sankhara, dukkha, only information. But for about the Nibbana, it doesn't mention anicca because we cannot contemplate Nibbana as anicca, dukkha, right? But anatta is okay. It's not our not under our control. It will arise naturally when we contain path and future knowledge. Right? That's why we can say it is a Sarvadhamma Anatta, including Nibbana. All the things are Anatta. So another thing is the second question, right? Then they mention if we do dana to attain Nibbana, of course it will also bring happiness and welfare in lifetime in the samsara before attaining Nibbana. Right? For example, okay, even yesterday I have already mentioned our destination, about like a etiquette, right? Etiquette will be a little bit difficult for you maybe. Bus ticket or train ticket will be easier, right? We can start anywhere. We can any station. For example, you have buying train tickets to go to maybe you have about 7 stations. Okay, you have maybe seven stations. If you have already buying train tickets to go up to 7 stations, if you get out of the train in the first station, also okay. Then you may also write second station, the third station, the fourth station. You can get any station, right? Because your train ticket is a very long distance, longer than first station, second station, right? That's why you can write anywhere on the way. Similarly, on the way to Nibbana, you can enjoy many other welfare, many other happiness, right? Okay, next one.
The next 2 questions are Chinese question.
礼敬西亚多，因为害怕产生傲慢而不敢允许自己回顾善业，或者不敢完整体会自己刚刚完成的善业，结果这样就让自己倾向于看到问题和仇恨自己，这样要如何克服呢？以及如何防止自己在意念自己的善业的时候产生傲慢呢？萨度萨度萨度。
Okay, so in this case, one more thing, right? You have maybe you may have offered some monastery, for example, right? Then you may regret for it. So don't recall that kind of dana. The one thing, right? We have one statement. Offering monastery is a lifelong dana. If we are wise, we can generate meritorious deeds whole life. If we are unwise, we are generating unwholesome deeds, like a hunter hunting whole life, like a fishing whole life. We have this kind of advice from our Asian teacher, right, in Myanmar. Traditionally, we say that kind of things. Anyway, so in your case, after doing something, if you regret, that means it's not pure dana. I have already listed out the quality of dana. Trying to check all the quality. If you have the quality, you can do recollection. If your dana is not qualified enough, don't recall. It will be easier for you. Otherwise, just generating akusala. It's not really very good for you also, right? You spend a lot of money for dana. You're also accumulating akusala every day. It's not really very good. Okay, that means you must recall only qualifying dana. If your dana is not qualifying, don't recall. It will be easier for you. Then next one.
顶礼西亚多，弟子决意半小时在夜处，但心不听话，马上就离开了，马上会升起埋怨自己。请问西亚多，这个埋怨是追悔心还是惭愧心呢？萨度萨度。
I see. This is not qualifying, right? This is not qualifying. Okay, one more thing. If we say arrogance, that means computation. Do you compete with other people when offering? This is the one thing. Right? If we say mana, that means you have computation. This is not qualifying dana. Because I have already tell you, don't recall not qualifying dana. If you are qualifying dana, no mana, it's pure. Right? Saka must be pure. Just recall pure dana. So one more thing, mana means if you have habit of mana very easily, you must think about there are many people higher than you, better than you, not for competition, for aspiration. But do subside your mana, it will be better. Otherwise, it will get worse. Okay? Next one. Okay, next one. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that means if we say, if you feel something discomfort in your mind, we can say it's a remote. And complain, but you may have more energy, more energy, right? At the time we can say more shame and more fear. It depends on how you feel in your mind, right? In the case of remorse, you feel discomfort, unpleasant mind. More shame and more fear, you have pleasant mind. Two different things, right? Next one.
Fundamisiado, reciting Patana protect from what kind of danger? Is it true reciting it may make ghosts haunt more even sometime? Is it better to recite metta or patana when meditating alone and feel afraid of haunting?
Mm-hmm. Actually, we're not quite clear about the projection of patana. But the main thing is the patana is very powerful. We can say like that, right? So we cannot say what kind of danger also, because it will be very messy also, right? Okay, one more thing, for about recitation. If you are, the second question is a little bit important for you. It's better to recite metta or patana, right? When meditating, or alone or afraid of haunting. Okay, in this case, metta is much better. It's a little bit subtle, very subtle. Maybe a little bit soft way. Okay, the soft technique to take somebody, right? To make friends with the devas or maybe the evil spirits. And not only that, actually, although we are attacked by evil spirits, then if we do metta in the very beginning, it will be good enough. Although we do metta, if we cannot overcome, we can also chant Ratana Sutta. Although we chant Ratana Sutta, if we cannot do, we can do the Jaka Sutta. Then if the Jaka Sutta cannot work, we can also do the Adhanatiya Sutta and so on. There are some recommendation. Anyway, so the main, it depends on the case you have. You can choose any of chanting, Metta Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Jaka Sutta, Adhanatiya Sutta. Okay, but now should be the last. Okay, next one.
Pandamisiado, is it true that beings reborn to become powerful Mara in heavenly realm because when they accumulate wholesome, they like to compete with others? That's why they have wholesome karma but reborn as powerful Mara. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Mm-hmm. I don't know the information, right? Okay, possibility, right? Because the competition, the big challenges, then there's a possible, sure. Yeah. Next one.
Wandami Siado, please Siado advise what is factor make a kusala be can give result in different time in this very life, next life, or the second next life. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, for this present life, then okay, there are some special conditions, right? That, for example, the donation must be obtained by right livelihoods. We can say like that. Another thing is we have very strong generosity. The receiver, there are actually many conditions from receiver side also. For example, arhats who enter into fruition, sufficient attainment, or nagami who enter into sufficient attainment, after emerging from it, they come and receive, for example, that kind of things, right? Okay, the main thing is we cannot differentiate like this. For example, one karma, you do dana, for example, right? You do dana. So this karma also can give result in this very life. Also can be in this life, in the second life. Even one karma can be in many, many other lives also. It depends on how powerful your volition. Okay? So that's why in the case of Jaganosti, we have already mentioned, before offering, you must prepare very well, in order that you will not regret in the future. So if you are negligent, after preparing with some negligence, later you may regret, right? That's why before offering, raise properly. Then when you actual time of offering, also do properly. After offering, whenever you recall, you must be able to rejoice over your merit. Is it good enough? Right? Actually, I have already talked about it in Jaganosati. You can do the same. Not only Jaga, also the same Sila also. Right? So sometimes, okay, we may do Sila with many excuses. Right? Okay, when we are hungry, we can eat this and that, many different things. After that, we regret. So in the case of Sila also, when you are going to observe precepts, do it perfectly. Without excuses, it will be easier for you, right? The next one.
Ondamisiador, when encountering more anger and attack from others than usual, what's the best? Recite sutta or meditate? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Attack from other means human being or non-human being, right? It depends on many different things. Maybe in your case, maybe human beings, right? In your case, recite or sutta, it depends on your preference. For example, sometimes your anger lasts long. All day you are not very happy. Therefore, to calm down your mind, you can also do some recitation. Okay, for example, when you get angry, then okay, I also do, I should say my own method, right? That means whenever I get angry, I remember one stanza. Kodo atana janati kodo dhamma napasati andan dhamma yata hodi yang kodo sadinaran. And just recite this one repeatedly. Okay, the meaning is kodo atana janati. When anger arises, we don't know atami, beneficial or unbeneficial. This is the power of anger, right? Kodo dhamma napasati. When we get angry, we cannot see the dhamma. Anandama yara hodi. When we get anger, we are in the darkness. When we are overpowered by or influenced by anger, we are blind. Right? In the darkness, we're gonna know the truth, we're gonna know the benefits, and beneficial and unbeneficial, we're gonna know that we're gonna see the Dhamma. This is the way I do. Whenever I go angry, just chant this stanza again and again. This is how disturbing anger, right? This is the one thing. Another thing is recall a Demeter to yourself. It will be easier. So it doesn't mean you have to chant the stanza I'm chanting, right? So that means you may have many other knowledges about anger. For example, Angotta Nikaya, many stanzas about anger. You can chant any of them. It's okay. Similarly, when you go and study in Dhammapada, we also have Okota Waka, Dhammapada we have Kota Waka. You can also chant this one. Or maybe you can also really meditate to yourself. You can choose either one, is okay. The next one.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Wandami Sayadaw, 1. I have heard or seen some traditional meditation practice in Myanmar when practice breathing with loud noise. Does that training help yogis to better see our breath? Would Sayadaw recommend this practice? 2. Someone believes that when they practice Araham, the benefits of it is that we can get all the good food. Is it right view to keep? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So the first one I don't recommend, right? Okay, in the case of Anapanasati, you have already known the 4 steps of Anapanasati: long, short, whole breath body, after that, Saddha breath, tranquilizing breath. So Anapana practice must be gross to Saddha. If always gross, of course they can train their mind because they have to force too much. They can train their mind easier, but not for improvement. It's not really good for improvement. I don't recommend this kind of practice, right? So if you do recollection of Buddha's quality, then don't expect anything, right? It's a greed also, right? So that means actually there are many other saying of many other practitioners, different practitioners. For example, like Arahant, right? So we have many different meanings. For example, overcoming defilements or something. Then, if we do Arahant, sure, that means because puja, as a worthy of puja, then we can get many donations from devotees or other people. They also have that kind of belief. Right? For example, Sukado. Sukado means well spoken. So if we do Sukado, that means our follower will be more obedient to us. We have this kind of belief, right? Some scholars say like that, some practitioners say like that. So I don't recommend this kind of things, right? Just do freely. It will be more beneficial for your practice. Okay, next one.
Okay, Cyril, there's no more question in the chat.
Okay.
Any more question from the participant? Okay. Anyway, Cyril, we don't have any more question. So shall we proceed to the sharing of merits?
Okay, so we are sharing, right?
Yes, thank you, Cyril.
Etta vadaja amehi sambadam bunya sambadam sabbe devanumodandu sabbe buddhanumodandu sabbe sattanumodandu sabba sampatti siriyam idhamme nyatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyadayo idhamme nyatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyadayo idhamme nyatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyadayo idhamme punyam asavakaya vaham hotu idhamme punyam nibbanasa bhajayo hotu mama punya bhagam sabba sadanam bhajami te sabbe me samam punya bhagam labandu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Seattle, for your valuable teachings today. And thank you, our interpreter Bande, for the translation. And thank you, everyone, for your time and participation. Till we meet the next session, may all be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.